novel, but I can say that the ending was a complete surprise and extremely twisted. Others should be interested in this book because every character's persona is meticulously crafted. The complexity of each individual adds depth to the plot, making the investigation more suspenseful and riveting. Dr. Shepard's narration also spices up the story, since his wandering mind provides an insightful perspective as well as a touch of comedy.
James, Madame, your brother was just going to tell us his theories about the murderer. Please, do come and sit.
Yes. Yes, of course.
Merci. So, James, tell us, what sort of man or woman are we looking for?
Woman? Well, I hardly think it could be a woman.
And this man, was he also, do you think, the blackmailer?
Oh, I think he probably had some sort of financial arrangement with Mrs. Ferrers, yes. Somehow, certainly, he became aware of the true cause of Ashley Ferrers' death. He could even be a detective.
But perhaps as a doctor, you would have been also situated most ideally, n'est-ce pas?
Oh, ideally. But the important moment in this case is not the murder of Ashley Ferrers, but the suicide of his widow. Her motives remain unclear, but for whatever reason, she decided to end her life. Now, this must have placed our murderer in something of a quandary. He knew about her rather distasteful affair with Roger Ackroyd. His difficulty was in knowing whether, before she died, she had confided in him the identity of the man with whom she had the financial arrangement.
You mean the blackmailer?
This was hardly some common blackmailer, Chief Inspector. He probably saw Roger Ackroyd somewhere about this time, and something in Ackroyd's manner made him wonder. And in that moment, he decided he could not take a chance. He was certainly capable of constructing some sort of device to turn a dictaphone on and off at any time he chose. I don't imagine he left the choice of weapon as much to chance as it would appear. I believe he had a weapon with him already. When it occurred to him that the dagger, which was actually on display at the scene of the crime, would cast the net of suspicion even wider. He was all ready to perform the killing when he had confirmation of his deepest fear. Mrs. Ferrers had indeed confided in Ackroyd, but not in person. She had written him a letter, and Ackroyd opened that letter in his presence and started to read it.
My dear, my very dear Roger, I would not tell you the name this afternoon, but I propose to write it to you now. I'm sorry, but I must read this on my own.
At least tell me the name of the man.
No, I must read it on my own.
Very well.
And in that letter, Madame Ferrers had named the blackmailer, had she not?
I've been reading this book I found in the car, James.
It wasn't blackmail.
Don't say any more, James.
Oh, come now, James. The man had bled Madame Ferrers white.
Dorothy Ferrers was an adulterous, murdering bitch. She lorded it over us. All the money she had, she never worked for it, nor did her drunk of a husband before her. They were idle, useless parasites.
Stop it, James.
No! They didn't know what it was like scrimping and saving year after year, never able to afford a holiday. On call was an adulterous, murdering bitch. She lorded it over us. All the money she had, she never worked for it, nor did her drunk of a husband before her. They were idle, useless parasites.
Stop it, James.
No! They didn't know what it was like scrimping and saving year after year, never able to afford a holiday. On call day and night to every idiot with a bilious attack for miles around. You've no right to stand in judgment on me. Blackmail, you call it blackmail? The law wouldn't punish her, would they? So I did. Well, there you are. I've done your work for you. Sorry, Caro. Killing Ackroyd was easy.